Made 1,100 videos on my channel. I'm a bit surprised, but and what I'm trying to say, there was one particular video, and I because I'm using a tablet and a phone, there was no search bar. All right, if I go through my videos, it was related to a video that it's about this particular Japanese company will hire, always doing a fresh new hire and sack all the staff at the end of the year. And on that video, what I said is that is perfect, that is great. You get rid of all the bludgers, you keep the workplace, free from politics and left, right, center because everyone knows their timeline. You have 1 year, all right? There's no need to have this political and this workplace bullying, whatever, because we all know we only got 1 year. And I did mention like how is this gonna change the workplace? It's great. You don't have, you know, X, Y, and Z. I'm actually facing the same situation right now. Now, a couple of videos in the past, the new ones, I did talk about job loss, where I lost my job and I just got into a new job. Same industry, but just different. And I didn't understand why people's like, William, uh, the one that you work in is non for profit. I'm like, yeah, I understand. That was the one that I lost. And you're going to a private owned sector company. Now, I'm not going to name the company that I'm working in because this will go against me, right? But what I'm trying to say is the strictness of the work level is above and beyond. I'm like, okay, cool. I understand strictness, you know, and not only just the strictness, even when I pass the probation, or even if I do have a full time or part time, permanent, when I say permanent, on my belt, I can still lose my job. And that kind of scares me. I'm just there, I'm like, damn. So any moment of the time, I can lose my job, even if I'm probation or permanent, even with a couple years. All right. So this company does not care. You go through the ombudsman or fair work. One thing that I should read and look carefully is the working contract, which I didn't. So there must be specified something in there. But obviously, getting sacked easier, it makes more sense. A lot hurdle will be probation, within probation. So it is a 5-star service, the place that I'm working, and it has to be top-notch service, not bludge or whatever. The cameras are everywhere, and I'll talk about cameras in another video. And what I'm trying to say here is like, all right, cool. I've learned my mistakes and what I need to do of my other job. This job, I have to zip it. And when I zip it, I zip it. So it's important to know that in your working life, there will be companies that have the strictest of the level. And unfortunately, it always falls under the private or the family owned company. Then you got obviously the top ones will be the government, you got the non-for-profits, and you got the union jobs, and, you got the government, these are top-notch jobs. Now with this essentially is like a different level, right? I'm 10% surviving chances of surviving this company. It is a high turnover, and it can be a little mistake can lead you to get a job fire. For example, if I don't have my name tag, I'll be lucky enough to have a verbal warning, but I can get my job sacked. So it is kind of scaring me to know this company that I'm in, I got a 10% surviving rate. Last 2 weeks ago, I've signed up this contract. I'm like, hooray, cool, good, permanent part time, good, William. And now I know my career is on the line at any given time. And this can be to look at. You see, other companies go through the procedures, ticking off the boxes. Okay, this worker is X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. All right. But with this particular company that I'm in, it's not only just the HR. You got the management, you got the owners. It proved immediately, effectively, on the spot. When I was a service manager during Corona time, there's like, man, there was workers that I just wanted to get rid of. I want to clean it up. But the only thing that stopped me is permanent part-time. You got the fair work. And me linking that story and the Japanese story and where I am today, it's amazing. What can life can, careers can get to you. The jobs that you go through seek.com, many of them, how many of them are out there? And whether people says it's a toxic workplace, whatever, and they move on. That's why I said it is very difficult. Doesn't matter which industry it is, you'll come across. And that is a very reality pill to swallow.